My name is Joseph of Unorthodox Magazine, and we're here at the Alternative Marketplace events. Now this is an event where local artists and creators have come together to showcase their creative outputs. Ms. Joanne, or for short Joe. We wanted to find out what is like your inspiration or was your idea in having this event?
Well, the event started off actually here. The first time we did it was Cheap Things Alternative Markets. I believe it was organized by Gemma Charles and Michelle Xavier. And we've been having it on and off. Once a month we'll try. We had it in Alice Yard, we had it up in St. Joseph, and they had asked different vendors who are regulars there to take the hand in organizing it. And then it was just negotiating with vendors, like just sending you word out, hey, do you want to come? Letting people know you could come here for free, just bring your stuff, your setup, and just be considerate to the others. That's all. I'm not sure exactly when it started, but I think this is our 6th or 7th market. So it's on and off a month, so it started sometime last year, earlier in the year, I think maybe June. Can't tell you exactly, I don't remember.
So one of the main, I'm guessing one of the main themes with doing this is to support the local culture and stuff and the local art for our folks.
Yeah, I think the main thing to get into the market is that you make the stuff you bring, or you re-envision something and just make it different. I guess you could say, growing up in the houses, mom always finding some use for something, just creating anything, just supporting creativity, I guess. That is the start of it. And I just walked into a craft store, I saw this book on how to do macrame stuff. I decided to get a book and taught myself how to make bracelets. And then branched off from there, getting more books, teaching myself, trying to figure out how to make different things. I went and did a course on tie-dye and batik and tried to do some of that. And tried to figure out how to crochet and some knitting. And while baking, I like cookies.
So you're more or less a jack of all trades in that you have your hands on a lot of different fields.
I could say curious. I'm curious about a lot of different things, so I'm not sure where I'll end or what next I'll start. Just curious. I just want to learn how to make some things, and I'll see something I like, try and figure out how to make it.
We're here at the Alternative Marketplace with Ms. Gabrielle Barbaro, and we're going to be featuring some of her creative expressions in a field of art. So just a few questions. What started you on this field?
Well, I've been a fine artist basically my whole life. I went to school to study illustration, but most recently I've become more interested in experimenting and trying different creative fields than the fine art field. So now I've started with jewelry making, and I started doing baking as well, which is another form of creative expression in itself. And I was just very excited to get this opportunity to put some of my work out there in a way, that a lot of people can access, and that was basically it wasn't costly to the artists to put their work out right to the market. You'll notice that most of them they're simple, but they're also very feminine, and that's kind of quality I usually put forward in the jewelry in particular. And it also comes across in my painting work as well. Not so much the pieces you might see here, but in terms of my fine art work that I will exhibit in galleries, they're mostly female-based pieces. So I try to capture basically a feminine quality, but at the same time keep it modern and keep it not over the top.
Paintings, I'm seeing a few lovely paintings, watercolor paintings. Is that like your preferred medium, using like watercolors?
Well, actually I use a combination of different mediums, usually mostly watercolor and acrylic paint. You'll notice the more illustrative work that you see here are the watercolor work, watercolor and marker. The other pieces are mostly acrylic pieces on panel. The reason I use watercolor is when I'm more looking for kind of a loose style, and you'll notice that with the acrylic paintings, such as the ones you see with the faces, you get a more kind of graphic and flat quality, a more dramatic style.
I saw one particular piece that you had here. I seem to have sort of Oriental or Chinese feel to it. Could you give us like some feedback on it?
That's a piece I did about 2 years ago. That piece is done on a Japanese paper with different pieces of like leaves and whatnot ingrained into the paper. It's actually a woodcut print that was done. I took the wood, I carved out the shape and design, and then I printed it by hand, 2 colors, the yellow one and the black. The design was meant to reference the womb and basically show about how the earth is like the womb of the human race and society.
Yeah, that's very creative. It's not conventional, but very creative.
Yeah.
We are here with Ms. Denise Phillips of Moi, if I pronounce that correctly. She does jewelry, so if you can just give us like a bit of feedback on your inspirations and your ideas and sort of themes you wanted to cover with this.
Well, what I did, when I started Moi, it was really about, me designing something for the first time, because I love jewelry, I love accessories. But for the first time, I wanted to actually put my own little thing in it, where I make what I like to make and what I like to wear. That's how the whole thing Moi came up, because I started saying made by Moi, made by myself. I was really proud of that. So as I started making even more, I wanted to continue with that kind of fun, casual, fresh vibe with jewelry. Not cumbersome, not fussy, just reflecting who you are. Comfortable, easy, casual. So that was Moi. That was how it started.
Okay. Looking at the pieces, I'm seeing a few lovely pieces.
Thank you.
Could you give us like a sort of insight into them? Probably this section, yeah?
So this here would be more for the glamour. More for the glamour. So this is more out. You're going to an event, you're going out on a dressy evening. So you have some really nice dangling earrings. Really long, so it brushes the shoulder. That can be worn nighttime mostly. Even with the colors can be worn at daytime too, but it's mostly for night. Then we have some more casual pieces that you can wear anytime if it's at work. It's very versatile jewelry. Also, they have some silver. We do gold and silver. We know people have different preferences. So we have that similar styling here. Very colorful, fresh, very casual as well. So it's really something you can use it in the day, and then we have specific pieces for night as well.
Okay. What is like your background in this in terms of like your training, where it is you learn to do this stuff?
This is really it. Like I said, as it started, it was a hobby. It was something that I really wanted to do for myself. Instead of going to the stores and finding things that other people felt represented them, I wanted something that represented me. So it really started as a hobby. Honestly, YouTube helped me a lot. I bought some books, did a little bit of reading up, studying up. I have some friends who do it as well. So really just observing and fashioning after that. So basically self-taught. We're on Facebook. It's facebook.com/moi jewelry, MOI jewelry.
So we are here with Chanel, which is also the name of her company, and she, as far as you understand, has traveled the world over learning and doing different things with her jewelry and perfecting her art. So we just wanted to get a bit of feedback on her history in this field of art and your inspirations and like the themes and stuff that you want to cover with it.
I started jewelry making since early teenage years, inspired by Rastafarian artisans. So it was pretty much a hobby of mine to collect pieces, and only when something broke is when I realized how easy the craft is. So it was pretty much a hobby that I turned into a business. And from there I continued to develop, and I got a scholarship, went to Italy to study jewelry design in Milan, and now that I'm back here, I want to offer a bit of modernized fashion jewelry with the inspirations from Caribbean, but yet it's still possible to survive in the international market.
Okay. Could you give us a bit of an insight into like your process of coming up with the ideas for different pieces and creating them?
Well, the inspirations just come sometimes, and it's spontaneous inspirations, and also it's ideas that I had a long time that I would have written down, and I would probably flip through my book and take ideas from it. I would make plans for a particular, if it is I have a particular idea, I would make a plan, and then while it is I'm working with the material is when things will change and I will actually get my final piece.
We're here with Ms. Jamila of Vice Versa Fashions, and she seems to be a very industrious young lady, so we just wanted to try and get a bit of feedback on your inspirations, the themes and stuff that led you to this point with your business and with your creative outputs.
Okay, well, I mean, I've always been interested in fashion, and since I was 17, I started training doing makeup. I learned to do makeup at 17 years old. I was formally trained, and going forward, I always knew I wanted to be involved in the industry. I just didn't know like how to get involved, but I always knew that I needed to be trained as much as possible. So, you know, when the opportunity came for me to go to CFD to do fashion management, you know, I jumped at the opportunity, and coming out of that experience and that training, I realized that there was a gap in the industry in terms of management. A lot of people wanted to be designers and so on, but the industry is a business, and I felt like a lot of people were missing that business element of fashion, and so, you know, that's where I decided to do vice versa.
In terms of your the accessories and stuff that you actually do, you all like make a purposeful effort for it to be like sort of eccentric and different from the norm?
But we pretty much do what is our style. My style is eccentric on the whole, you know, but I like it to be functional still and wearable. So everything I design, and my design process is not just about making something pretty. It must be functional. It must be. I take cost into play as well to ensure that what I do is cost effective, so that even if somebody likes it, they can afford it, you know. So I try my best to use materials that are cost effective and findings that are cost effective, but to give a trendy look, locally made, but as trendy as possible. So we're always following trends to make sure that our pieces are on par with, you know, the trend. Well, I mean, some of the pieces, some of them we actually did from, you know, fully ourselves. Some of them we purchase the findings, like these we purchase the findings, we put them together. But like this one, this is actually hand done. I actually did this one spiraled findings to create this look, and then tassels and so on. This as well. This earring is one of our newer pieces, and this is gonna be a great piece for us going forward. It's actually cord that we spiraled, and we use Swarovski elements as much as possible, genuine Swarovski crystal. Other than that, actually we only use genuine Swarovski crystal. So we try to find interesting pieces like this. It must be trendy, you know, like this solid gold piece. These solid gold accessories, bold gold accessories are going now, so we use those a lot. We try to do some more rustic pieces for the alternative market, because that's the market, and we try to be true to our style, you know.